Back. All right. This question is for you guys. The Saints winning it all this year. How is that comparable to other franchises that won in the past? Does this give the Browns hope now since the Saints actually won it all?
No, I think it makes the Browns look worse. Now they're one of the few. It's them. It's Detroit,
the Jaguars, and the Texans.
And Jaguars and Texans only been in the league for like 5 years. And
Well, I'm just looking at historically. I mean, the Saints, historically never done well. At least the Browns, they never won a Super Bowl, but they've always had good teams, till now, until this, this recent decade. But I'm comparing the Saints to like the Clippers, the Cubs.
Well, I don't think the Saints were ever that bad.
Yeah, they weren't that bad.
Shoot, in the '70s. Yeah, they were. In the '70s,
I'm only thinking in the time that I've watched, they haven't really seemed all that bad. But I mean,
I still remember for the defenses they had like in the late '80s and early '90s. They had
with Ricky Jackson and Pat Swilling.
Yeah.
Dalton Hilliard running back. Yeah, I remember Curly Wynn, receiver. Yeah, I remember those guys too. But I mean, nobody else has had fans with bags over their heads and people calling them the Aints. I mean, I'm thinking this is comparable. The Clippers ever won it all. I think it's comparable to that. I really do.
I think the Clippers won it all. I think I could see Cleveland winning it before the Clippers. But just in anything.
Oh yeah, bad as we talk about the city of Cleveland winning championships, their teams just compete. Clippers is always screw something up. All right,
maybe like if you compare them to Arizona, how Arizona was.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's a good comparison.
Wisenhunt changed the culture of that team, and everybody has respect for the Cardinals now. So.
All right, the other question is, can they go back to back? Anybody think this team can go back to back?
Nah, this is a one-time thing. They talk about they got a lot of young players on their team, but they got I think they got 25 restricted and unrestricted free agents.
Wow, I know that.
After this year, so half their roster could be gone potentially.
All right. No, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm not gonna make a break. I'm sorry. We're gonna break down Super Bowl 44 now. This Super Bowl compared to other ones, I'm not gonna say it was one of the best in the last 4 or 5 years, but it was better. It was better than those runs in the '90s where we had on the blowouts. So it was a good game up to the last minute until Peyton threw that pick. Trey Porter took it back, and then that was pretty much game. Mm-hmm. But I just want to get you guys keys to the game. My key, I thought the offside kick at halftime.
Oh, definitely.
I think that was a game changing moment. I think that turned the whole game around. Also, the Pierre Garçon that drop in the second quarter, because at that point the Colts were were in control of the game. They were doing everything right, and they were starting to get in the flow. And then he dropped the ball, and he never got the ball back again. And he's never got in the flow on offense, I think, because of that. So I think that was a huge moment. And of course, the interception by Terry Porter. Tracy Porter. I'm sorry. Yeah. Of course, that interception. And what about you guys? Any key moment of the game that
Well, aside from the onside kick, just the I guess you could say the injured players. Reggie Wayne didn't really do too much. Earlier in the week, they reported like something was wrong with his ankle or something like that. And
then, you could tell he didn't look the same.
Yeah, Dwight Freeney, of course. Everyone heard about that, and he started out good, but then from what I heard,
just the
halftime being too long didn't do well for his ankle, and of course, he kind of disappeared in the second half. So, of course, there wasn't as much pressure, and Robert Mathis can only do so much by himself.
Robert Mathis, like he was overrunning the play too much.
Yeah,
coming out. It's like every time he get by the left tackle, he just go way outside, and it seemed like he was kind of taking himself out of the play a little too much. It's like he was getting too much pressure.
Did anybody see the halftime show?
No, I didn't.
Who?
The halftime show.
Who?
I left out.
I left out here too. I didn't watch it either. So
unless Janet Jackson was in it, I would have watched it.
Yeah. What about you? Any game changing moment? Any key play that stuck out for you?
You all mentioned the obvious, but my thing is the Saints played like they played all year. I think even though they got stopped on 4th down, they went with what got them there. They took the risk, they took the chances. The Colts got conservative, and the Colts never played against a team that had an offense, offense like New Orleans. Even through the playoffs, they played Baltimore and the Jets, and I think that was a big difference as well.
Yeah, I think the other big difference was the Colts are used to getting pressure at their front four, and they couldn't get it this game.
Oh no!
And they never blitzed or anything.
They were getting pressured, but
it seemed like in the first half maybe, but not a lot. Yeah. Compared to what they normally do, they was not getting enough pressure. And I think the even funnier thing that I heard them with these two high-power offenses, I was expecting a lot of big plays. There really wasn't too many big plays. Both teams just kind of took their time going up down the field. And it seemed like. In a way, I think that hurt the Colts because they left the defense on the field. They've been probably better off if they give up a big play, like they did against the Jets. The 2 big plays, the one Braylon, they might have been better off getting a big play to keep Manning on the field, and I think that kind of kept the offense from getting in rhythm.
But the Colts, they played almost perfect on offense. Because I was expecting them to make a turnover, and they just finally happened at the end of the game. But they played turnover-free, perfect ball until that time. So
yeah, and I thought that would be the difference is that the Saints didn't seem like they could win without getting turnovers and win. Yeah. And I thought that's why I thought the Colts would pull it off, and I was clearly wrong. Now what about everybody was into the Saints winning it because everybody wanted to feel a good story. The atmosphere there, it seemed like it was another home game for the Saints. Do you think that played a big part in the outcome? At first I knew that was going to be like that, but I didn't think I didn't think it would bother the Colts. But I think it did. I think it did have a little bit of it was a little bit of a factor there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I just really think that onside kick really changed the momentum and got the fans a lot more into it because after they recovered it, that pretty much was a sign for me, like, things were going to start going their way. And of course, the crowd picked up on it and carried it from there. But I really think if they didn't get that onside kick, it would have been another touchdown for the Colts. And that would have just made it a lot harder for them to keep up, or catch up. But, it might have impacted it a little bit, but I don't think it impacted it that much.
All right,